Well, the president has focused on the political system because it's been a way of gaining more political power. But the last election showed, the second round of the parliamentary elections, 10% of the people voted. So people don't even vote. They don't care. They couldn't care less. They're just surviving. The president is totally ignorant in matters of economics. And if you're totally ignorant and you're not interested, he tried to block the price of certain staple goods in the shops. Well, you can't block the prices by presidential decree. They go up or down, not just because of speculation, because they're available or not. Tunisia no longer has the money to import many parts it needs for its industry. And soon it won't have enough money to import wheat. The price of wheat has gone up. And meanwhile, the president just never holds any sensible discourse on economics. He just denounces speculation and corruption and conspiracy. Well, you can't rule a country just by denouncing corruption and conspiracies, because there may be corruption, there may be conspiracies, but there is a real economic machine which is grinding to a halt. And that, at one point, will blow up in his face. How? We do not know. The other point is in foreign affairs, where the president has done two things in the last year which are really very sad. One is the way he's gone and denounced the 20,000 black immigrants, many of whom are illegal, who are in his country. And it's beginning to sound like Madame Le Pen in France, or some of the right-wing racists in America. So for a man like that, who's a lecturer in constitutional law and a Tunisian who's tolerant, to sound like a right-wing American or a right-wing Frenchman or some of the harder racists in Europe, is very uncomfortable, including for many Tunisians, because they may not like the fact that they're these black people, but I've seen many of them. Some of my friends employ black people to help them. So it's very uncomfortable to have racism come out of the mouth of the head of state. Secondly, last summer, there was a big tech conference sponsored by the Japanese, and the president received the president of the Saharan Arab Republic, right? We won't go into the Western Sahara. He had no reason to receive this man with full honors. I doubt very much whether the Algerians who support the West Saharan independence asked him to do that. In the process, he made relations with Morocco much worse. For what purpose? Why did he do it? It's never been explained. What he did is totally absurd. Diplomatically, it doesn't make any sense. It's not going to change the question of the Western Sahara. And as a result, he's broken basically relations with Morocco, which is an important country. And it just looks plain stupid. And so at one point you have to ask, is there a screw loose? What's going on? And I don't think anybody knows really. So there is a rigidity about him. He doesn't listen to people. And we know that in the palace in Carthage, some of his advisors, we do not know the names. If you look at the government, they don't shine by their competence, to put it mildly. It's probably the most incompetent government, with one or two exceptions, in modern Tunisian history. So it's a very strange state of affairs.
لكن هناك من سيجادلك أنه عين امرأة على رأس الحكومة.
Well, I don't buy that one again at all. I tell you why, because I very much believe, President Bourguiba gave women equal rights, and there's no doubt he did a lot for women in Tunisia. And when you go to Tunis, anywhere in Tunisia, women, more than in any other Arab country, they may not be equal, but by God, they're partners, they fight, they speak, they're not afraid to speak. But at the same time as this woman was appointed, his chef de cabinet was a woman who actually dictated things. So the woman who had the power was not visible. And then he goes and appoints a token woman. I do not believe in tokenism. There are plenty of competent men and women in Tunisia. And if you want to form a government in Tunisia, which is, say, 50% women and have very competent people, you would have no problem at all. They're engineers, doctors, teachers. Tunisian women, that you could appoint a government of women in Tunisia, be top-notch competent. There's no problem at all. So this kind of tokenism, personally, leaves me completely cold. Because, it doesn't mean anything. And it's true everywhere. Of course, women should get more jobs, senior jobs. I would simply ask, isn't it about time that a woman became president of Tunisia? Because there's some women I know who would be far more competent presidents of Tunisia than the current incumbent.